there is a new development in terms of theatre commands of the Indian military. As we all know, the theatre command proposal has been submitted by the outgoing CDS, the Chief of Defence Staff, General Anil Chauhan, as he submitted his office or in May this year. The Indian Air Force Chief today, speaking at an event in Kanpur, made it clear that the Indian Air Force was not against theatre commands.
Air Force is not against theatre.
However, he cautioned that there was no need to pick out events from some other country and copy-paste them here. He used the words, I quote specific words, he said there is no need to pick up something in a pre-baked or a picked-up fashion and be implemented from some other country's model. The Indian Air Force Chief was speaking at the event in Kanpur, as I told you. The idea, he said, should be a graded stepwise approach to avoid disruption in operations.
Let us look at it objectively.
The Indian Air Force has always maintained that its air assets could get segregated or distributed across these theatre commands, and they could impact the readiness or the efficacy of the Indian air assets against the adversary. Now, there are several crucial assets, including surveillance planes, mid-air refuelers, and other planes and UAVs which carry out surveillance. These need to be brought under a centralized command from Delhi. If the numbers of these assets are so small or limited, if they are segregated or given to theatre commands separately, that would impinge upon IAF's impact in a case of a conflict. The Indian Air Force Chief, and I bring out to quote him properly, that what he has said at this event. The Air Force Chief mentioned that we need to identify actual shortcomings to build a structure tailored to India's specific security needs. He also cautioned against adopting imported models. I quote, Air Force has been insisting, let us look at it objectively, look at what is that is ailing us. We need to fix what is not right with us and not have something that is pre-baked, picked up from somewhere and used, unquote.
Think that is pre-baked, pick up from somewhere and use it. We need to form a structure, we need to form an organization chart.
The chief was also suggesting about the structure of the theatre command. He said that we need to form an organization, chart and manner we need, and this need not be copied from some other country. A few countries have theatre commands, includes the US and China. Their demography and their geographical approach is totally different from India. Their assets which they use or deploy, or the numbers they have and the budgets they have, are far more greater than the budget India has for buying or adopting new equipment and technologies. That is what probably the Air Force Chief meant when he said that we are working at the ideas which we are being worked at. The CDS, General Chauhan, before he demitted office, had given a set of proposals to the Defence Ministry to work at, and there were multiple options in that, which includes that Indian Air Force will head the command, probably the Western Command, the Army will have the Northern Command, the Navy will of course have the Maritime Command. There could also be additional structures within the command to have a proper command and control structure. The CDS first made this admission that all the services were on board at an event in Bangalore in April this year. Later on, he held or chaired a joint commanders conference, which means all the commanders of the three services were present, where he gave out a blueprint of what's going to happen. Today, what the Air Chief has spoken after 3 months of the CDS having retired is probably the first comment on what is the focus of the theatre commands. A new CDS, General N.S. Raja Subramani, has taken over. He has been in discussion with the Defence Minister. That is what we learn about the project, and it is being taken forward. I would like to explain what are the theatre commands. Theatre commands are actually geographically defined areas of conflict. A common theatre commander heads it and controls all the assets, including planes, helicopters, tanks, weapons, men, equipment, supplies. With 3 distinct geographical commands proposed, the Air Force fears that its assets could get divided or be in small packets with the commanders and may lose the efficacy. That is the basic concept of the Air Forces, and the Indian Air Force Chief may give a hint of this, that we are operationally in a high tempo at the moment. Any change to the structure should not disrupt the operations and the readiness. Now, these are important words as they come about. It will take some while to sink into the Defence Ministry also, and also the political class. But this surely the theatre commands has not seen the last word being said. Some things more could be expected in the coming days. We will keep on updating you the story. With me is Tribune photographer Mukesh Agarwal.